The expectations were low for the second trip of US President George W. Bush to the Middle East this year. Addressing global leaders at the World Economic Forum on the Middle East, he reiterated his aim of bringing peace to Palestine before the end of his term.
I strongly support a two-state solution, a democratic Palestine based on law and justice that will live with peace and security alongside a democratic Israel. And I firmly believe that with leadership and courage, we can reach that peace agreement this year.
But in the wake of Israel's 60th anniversary celebrations, which Bush attended, his Arab counterparts expressed their disappointment with the peace progress so far.
Celebrations of independence are hollow, while lasting peace is still denied because of unhealed wrongs. The real day of celebration will be here only when Palestinians and Israelis can both say, I am free, I am safe, the past is behind us.
Any
objective assessment to the regional and international developments over the past 2 years will recognize that the expectations of the Middle East towards peace and stability have not come true.
Bush continued to call on Arabs to expand their economies, offer equal opportunities, and embrace democracy. Feeling lectured, some participants took offense.
Those who are pushing for a clash between the two civilizations are on the verge of succeeding. And we possibly have seen and heard, even yesterday, the misperceptions of these two worlds.
You mean when President Bush was speaking?
Anyway.
Some of the talk in the hallways here in Sharm El Sheikh surrounded the diminishing clout of the US, giving its faltering economy, Bush's low popularity, and the continuing difficulties in Iraq and with Iran. But the chairman of the Cordoba Initiative, an organization aimed to heal the rift between the Islamic world and the West, warned against discounting US influence.
The Arab world wants to love America, and even when it disagrees with America on many of its policies, there's a desire, it's a disagreement that has embedded in it a wish for an agreement, a wish for a much better relationship.
But an economic decoupling appears to have taken place. The Middle East is right now growing at about 6%, 3 times the rate of the G8 countries on the whole.
I don't think we are very much involved in the credit crunch. This is more or less now isolated in the States particularly, and then in Europe in some cases.
And oil is not the only reason. In Egypt, the resilience is owed in part to structural reforms.
There was a major shift in the way of doing business, and that reflected from $500 million of FDI per annum. Today we are crossing the $10 billion mark. So, and I think that the growth that has happened in excess of between 7 and 8% during the last 2-3 years was just a reflection of the success of the execution of the policy, in my opinion.
And in the United Arab Emirates, 2/3 of growth is coming from the non-oil sector.
Yes, there is an excess liquidity because of the oil prices. Maybe it will not be sustainable for a very long time, so they have to diversify their economies. And I think there are lots of success stories that are moving now in this front.
Despite the stellar performance of many Middle Eastern markets, simmering tensions are spoiling the show, denying the region the recognition it deserves.